This hashtag PVT episode is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. Go to www.drts.com for information on how you can boost the quality in your life. Also brought to you by Roadie's Country Fried Chicken in Eagle Pass, serving the most delicious fried chicken and gizzards for the past 40 years. Check out their new outdoor location close to the Kickapoo Casino. Follow them on Instagram at Roadie's Eagle Pass.
And the reason I was playing this song was because the first interview, one of the very first interviews I did for my channel here was with Chris Perez. He stayed at the house, at my house, and he came down because Chris wanted to do a podcast.
Right.
And
well, it was both of us.
Get closer to the microphone because
both Carlitos and I were talking about it. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you all were talking about a podcast, and Chris called me. And he said, you know what? We told the people in LA that if we're going to do that, RocknRollJames has to be a part of it, right. Because we had history, and you guys knew I'm in the broadcast field, and I had been there for about 20 years. So you felt that I'd be careful and take care of whatever you guys, which I would 110%. Sure. So I told Chris, you know what? I'm starting, some interviews. Why don't you come down and we'll test drive it and create an interview, and then we can have something to show that of the possibilities of what we can do. Yeah. And he came over to the house, and we sat down, and it became one of the most epic interviews I've ever done, dude. I mean, we talked a lot about your history, and you mentioned that this song you remembered, because it reminded you of being standing in the back seat of the car while your mom was driving somewhere.
Yeah, and having a boat piñata for like my 7th birthday because I love that song so much.
Yeah,
so,
yeah dude.
As soon as he started playing it, I was like, wait a second.
Yeah. How you been, Chris?
I've been good, busy, super busy, but I can't at all complain. Everything's been going really good. We've been putting a studio together probably since the pandemic. Mm-hmm. But now that everything's cleared up, we can get a little bit more serious about it. Just been working with a lot of different people.
How many projects do you have that are you're bouncing around with?
Right now, there's more, but right now I'll say 4. 4. Yeah, there's the rock thing that I do. There's this metal thing that we do that it's a lot of fun. It just feels very just like the joy behind it, and it doesn't feel like so much work. You know what I mean? Because we're playing all these songs that we love. Everywhere we play, the crowd that goes to check it out, they end up loving everything too. And the thing is, like, and I think we talked about this a little bit the last time when we spoke on air, is that the music that we like is so diverse. You know what I mean? It's like, I know a lot of people might think that the only thing I listen to, or the majority of music that I listen to, is rock based or whatever, but it's a lot of different stuff.
You could tell in your music. I mean, there's a lot of influences in it, a lot of different styles that you bring together to create your own.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that comes out naturally, but with metal, everything that we get to play, it's like we get to honor it. You know what I mean? And usually we start off playing it pretty much the way it goes, the way the original version goes, and as it goes towards the middle, towards the end, it gets a little bit more heavier, kind of.
Yeah, when Joey was here, Joey Jams, your drummer, he let me hear a little bit of what you guys were doing, and I was sounding great, dude. And it had it has that not tropical, but Caribbean type of influence. It's got it's the cumbia style stuff and all that, but. Carlitos, your voice sounds great, dude, on that recording. When is that coming out? Is it out, or what are you guys planning, or what's going on with it?
It's gonna come out. We just haven't. We got to nail it down. I think I have to do some more guitar parts before it's even close to being done. And
are you guys wanting to release a whole 10-song album, or is it just an EP, 4 songs, 5 songs?
Yeah, we got like 5 songs. Okay. We kind of want to just test the waters, put it out there.
Yeah, that's what you do now.
Video,
right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You don't even have to do that many songs, honestly.
Yeah.
2, 3, or even 1. It's a singles-driven market now.
Are you all planning to just do that and throw it all out, or will you release one at a time, or what do you guys plan to do?
Yeah, right now, Chris is going to go back in and do some of the guitars and stuff like that to the songs that we got, because Rudy and Joey, they've done their parts already, and then I'm gonna touch up what needs to be touched up and everything, and then do some videos.
Who's the more analytical, anal dude in the whole band? That's like, man, we got to do it this way, and we got to, you see something that you want to fix.
Yeah, and I don't think there's much of that in this band because everybody already kind of trusts each other to a really great level that like I ain't worried about what Joey's gonna put down. You know what I mean, or what Rudy's gonna put down, or what he's gonna sing. Or, and they don't. Same thing with me. They don't worry about me. I mean, I have mentioned to Carlos, I want to use this kind of tone based on this song with whatever, and he's like, oh, okay, yeah. But we don't ever really. And
there's not one John Mutt Lang that's overlooking it and saying, hey, you know what? Maybe we need to do this here. There's no direction by one certain person that's like kind of driving the
like a leader.
Yeah, of the band or the music.
I think it's all of us. You know what I mean? Like I told Chris, be you. I told Joey, be you. I told Rudy, just be you. Because that's what makes us be metal.
Yeah.
We've always, and that, like Chris says, we really do trust each other to know, so each of us can really handle our own parts when we're on stage.
Yeah.
It's a two-way street. Like if I have an idea or whatever, it'll be listened to, and somebody like Joey sure as hell doesn't have a problem telling me, hey dude, you should try that thing you do. What? What? Tell me.
And does that offend you or no?
No, not even. I mean, I love, if it's constructive criticism, I'm down all day. I mean, I'm gonna go to a studio in Austin tomorrow to redo some guitar tracks I did for my stuff because somebody told me, somebody I respect was like, that intro, bro, and the guitar tone, it's going to carry the whole song, so you need to be more careful with that. I'm like, you think? Yeah, I think you're right. So from here, that's why we're driving back to San Antonio so that I can get up in the morning to go to Austin so that I can redo what I need to redo.
I know, because
constructive criticism is positive to me.
Yeah. How about the scheduling, man? Does that kind of delay stuff a bit, or because I mean,
sometimes.
Yeah, because like you called me one time, we were on the phone for about 2 hours. And then the next morning I called you and you were on the road to Houston, and I'm like, okay, this guy's all over the place. And then you're in New York, and then you're in LA.
Yeah.
Carlitos joins you in some of those, right?
A lot of them.
A lot of them, because he's kind of your side guy, right?
Yeah.
I'm not side guy like side guy, but he's the one that.
Yeah. No, we both put in
partner in crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure that. But we both put in equal amounts of work, and I might even go so far as to say that he might put in more. You know what I mean? Because sometimes there's some physical things that have to be done, and making sure that the merchandise is where it needs to be, who's helping out, and like kind of controlling all of that. He's been really good and a big benefit to me during all that. And then like from my end of things, like you'd be surprised at or most people would there when I tell them like 4 hours of a meet and greet, and I keep my energy level from the first person that I meet in that line to the very last one. And it's like in the middle of it all, you're not really thinking too much about it because you're just glad to be there and that people are showing up. But when it's over, man, it's like maybe a day or two of recovery.
Yeah. I remember we did one at the Whiskey Barrel here, and there was a dude that showed up with a tote bag with like 100 posters.
It was a huge duffel bag. I was so mad, remember?